In this getting started video, we're going to learn how to write Python using Visual Studio Code. Before we do that, you need to download two things. The first thing you need to download is Visual Studio Code itself, and you can go to code.visualstudio.com. You'll see where it says download here, and if you select, there's different packages for Mac or Linux, and you would download it for the operating system that you have. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to download and install software on your computer. That's something you should already know how to do. So after you have that installed, we're going to install a second piece of software. And the most important part is the Python interpreter itself. So if you go to python.org and you go to downloads, you'll see where it says download for Windows. Go ahead and install that as well. Now when you install this, you're going to see where it says add path. That's what you want to do. When you install, you want to make sure that path is selected, and you should be seeing this on your screen now. So I've screenshotted this for you so you can take a look. That's important that you have that on there. If you don't have that on there, then you're going to run into problems, especially when you try to run it from your own computer. After you installed Python and Visual Studio Code, open Visual Studio Code, and you'll see this screen. Now you'll probably have like a welcome screen. You can just exit that out. But what I'd like you to do now is, if you look on the left side, you'll see Explorer, you'll see Search, you'll see Source Control, you'll see Run, and then finally you'll see Extensions. I would like you to click on the Extensions box. And you'll see all of these. Now I already have a bunch of extensions already installed, and that's fine. But what I want you to do is search and type in the word Python, and you'll see this one. Python linting, debugging, multi-threaded remote, IntelliSense. And this is from Microsoft. If you click on it, you should see an option that says install. So let me move this window over. You should see an option that says install. Why don't you go ahead and install this now? This is how we're going to run Python locally in VS Studio Code, so you can see the output result when you write code. Now that you have the VS Code installed, let's go ahead and write your first Python program to test to see if this works. So we'll go to File, and we'll go to New File. And on this new file, we'll have this tab here that says Entitled 1. Bottom right-hand corner, click that. Tons of languages. Just type Python. That's what we'll be working in. To test to see if this works, let's do a simple statement. We'll just say print hello world. And we'll do it just like that, okay? Print, parentheses, quote, hello world, end quote. Let's go File, and let's go to Save. And it's going to ask you where you want to save it. For now, I'm just going to stick it on my desktop, and I'll just call it a test. It should automatically save as a Python file. The extension for Python is .py, so it'll save as test.py. Now that it's saved, you should have this little green triangle here, this play button. If you click that, a terminal is going to open in the bottom. And if you've done it properly, it should run. And you should have your output, hello world. It depends on your speed of your computer, but it might take a little while. But this should be the output. It's going to run the test.py file, and there's your output, hello world. So before we end today, why don't you just kind of write your name, hit save, you can hit run, there it is. If you want to clear this all out, just hit this trash can icon right here that says kill terminal, and it'll clear it out. So now that you've learned how to write Python using VS Code in your own computer, we're now going to use a service called repl.it, which allows you to run Python in a browser. And some of the reasons you might want to do this is if you don't have permissions to install Python on your own machine, or you're on a Chromebook and you need to write Python code. So go to repl.it. Once you're done signing up, you'll see a screen like this. It'll say create a REPL, and you just click on Python. So I'm going to click that now, and it's going to take you to this particular window. It's going to automatically assign this name up here, and you can just say test here if you want to, and you can have a description. And right here is where we're going to run it. On the left side, you'll see main.py. That's fine. In this middle part is where you're going to write your code, and on the right-hand side is where it's going to output. So it might take a little while to load, and once you see the screen, you can just start typing. You can just say print, same thing again. You can do hello world, and I'm going to hit run at the top. And there's your output result on the right-hand side. You'll see where we have two ways so we can write this. I prefer the first way, but if you want to use repl.it to write Python code and to learn, that's fine too. I think that might be the fastest way if you just want to get started up and running quickly and write code. All right, if you have any questions, just leave some comments and I'll be happy to answer them if I can. Thanks.